Hey, welcome back to our Achievement Hunter series, aimed at gliding through the Barrens gameplay achievements. Previous guides have eclipsed the achievements for Warrior through Druid, but this time we're continuing our Relentless Pursuit with all 4 of the Demon Hunter achievements, including the new one from the Wailing Caverns miniset. Let's get into it. This should be interesting. For today's video, we're covering the following 4 Demon Hunter achievements. Don't Dead Open Inside, where we have to summon 50 Death Rattle minions without playing them, as a Demon Hunter. To the Left-Mooost, to the Waaall, expecting us to destroy 30 minions with Chartreuse Ashfallen. Vengeance, next turn. Ultimately requiring us to trigger, you'll be triggered, by the end, 200 Sigils. And the new Tormented Hearts achievement to force your opponent to spend 45 extra mana on spells with Taint Heart Tormentor. Each of these requires playing as Demon Hunter or with Demon Hunter cards, but since none of these requires we win games to complete them, we can shear through these achievements with abnormal decks if it makes things more interesting or efficient. There are timestamps for each achievement and deck codes for each deck mentioned in the description below if you'd like to skip to one you're looking for. Now, let's slice through these achievements. Let's tackle the most grindy of the achievements first. Vengeance, next turn. I almost want Vengeance on whoever thought it would be good to make the requirement a whopping 200 triggers. Yeah, anyways. We did get another Sigil with the mini set that does help knock this out slightly faster, and that's the Sigil of Summoning. Paired with 2 copies of Sigil of Silence and Sigil of Flame, it's now possible to run 6 Sigils in your deck at once, making this slightly faster to complete. Though Sigil of Flame and Sigil of Summoning do have some curious counter synergy. Though all of these do have the potential to help you stall till you get a win condition. However, unless you really like to play a ton with Demon Hunter, we'd recommend using cards like Educated Elic or spell discovery cards like Venomous Scorpid to help speed things up a bit. That's precisely what we did with this Sigil of Educated Cthulhu deck. It runs a ridiculous amount of card draw alongside all 6 Sigils and Educated Elic to improve the chances of playing and triggering as many Sigils per game as possible. We used an earlier version of this to knock out the achievement, but this one includes the new Sigil as well, so it should go even faster. The Soul Fragment package does a decent job of keeping you alive long enough to get to and play out several Sigils per game. And since you are cycling through the deck really quickly, we decided to include Cthulhu as a finisher. Of course, if you're making plays to prioritize triggering as many Sigils as possible, your win rate will suffer quite a bit. So if you go at the achievement with this deck, be prepared to drop in rank a little. Now, if you're looking for a deck that's quite a bit of fun to play while getting relatively quick progress towards this achievement, this Alabaster Sigilglider Demon Hunter is great. It runs a decent portion of the Death Rattle Demon Hunter package alongside the Sigils and Educated Elics, but it also has the Keymaster Alabaster, Illidari Studies, and Glide combo that you can get a bunch of cheap cards from your opponent's deck while disrupting their hand as a reward from all the stalling you've done with the Sigils. And the Glides do give you another chance at drawing the Sigils a little faster too. We just did a gameplay highlight with this the other day, so you can check out the link above if you're interested in seeing it in action. But if you prefer to protect your rank while making gradual progress towards the achievement while still playing a fun deck, this Big Demon Sigil deck from HSReplay uses Sigil of Summoning to buy some time till you can start dropping the big threats. And it's sporting a 54% win rate at the moment. Honestly, getting to 200 triggered Sigils will take long enough that you may want to try all of these and a few others if you got the cards, because it'll take a while. But with help from Educated Elic and Discover cards, it'll go a little faster. Good luck. Next up, let's look at the simplest achievement for Demon Hunters. To the Left-Mooost, to the Waaall. This one just requires that you play Chartreuse in a way that you'd most likely want to anyways. You'll still get credit for this if Kurtrus dies because he wasn't in an outcast position when you played him, as long as he takes the minion with him. If you don't have Kurtrus, it is possible to get him from the Divide and Conquer, Outcast Synergy buckets and duels, but you can also get him from Illidari Studies with relative consistency. Just about any deck running him or Illidari Studies can knock this one out pretty quickly, but a deck we used early on to race through this achievement is this Death's Claws and Blade Demon Hunter. The only minions in the deck are Blademaster Samuro, Kurtrus, and Claw Machines. And the deck is running 2 copies of Tusk Piercer, which will draw the Claw Machines. Since the Claw Machines can be used to ensure you get Kurtrus, buff him, and pull him into your hand in an outcast position, the synergy is pretty good. The deck is pretty heavy on cycle, so there's a Cthulhu finisher to top it all off. It's been a couple months since we played this one, so I'm not sure the win rate will be very high, but it should still help you knock out this achievement really quickly, if that's your aim. But if you'd like a deck that certainly has a high win rate to knock this out, this Kurtrus Death Rattles deck from HSReplay just has a few tech choices, including Kurtrus, that make it just a little different from the most popular form of Death Rattle Demon Hunter. At the time of researching this deck is touting a 63% win rate across 3,100 games. So it's not as streamlined for the achievement as the other deck, but you should win a lot. And it has the bonus of knocking out the next achievement very efficiently as well. So let's dive right into the next achievement. Don't Dead Open Inside. We're not in the zombie apocalypse, but there are a whole lot of powerful Death Rattle Demon Hunters running around. So this one will probably get knocked out really quickly by most players. This one specifically says it has to be done in Demon Hunter, so there's no way around it. Perhaps the most famous card for this one is Razorfin Beastmaster, but Razorboar makes most lists alongside him. And yes, any Demon Hunter running different minion type Death Rattle minions alongside N'Zoth will be able to knock this out even faster, as his summons count as well. The Kurtrus Death Rattles deck we mentioned during the last achievement will knock this out quite quickly, and the Alabaster Sigilglider from the first achievement is a fun way to come at this, but the most popular version of Death Rattle Demon Hunter running Razorboars, Beastmasters, and N'Zoth together is this Death Rattle Menagerie deck from HSReplay. It's strong and consistent while still being decently fun. Since we've already hit fun and efficient decks in the previous sections, they're already linked in the description if you'd prefer to use them. Try not to let all the dead inside, Death Rattles, overrun you. And now we come to the new achievement from the mini set, Tormented Hearts. This one seems really straightforward, but I'm convinced it wasn't working as it's supposed to since it came out, and I haven't seen any patch notes indicating it's been fixed. Based on the wording, if you've played Taintheart Tormentor onto the board and your opponent has to pay extra mana to cast a spell, it should give you credit towards the achievement. However, what I found when grinding this out was that if the Tormentor was silenced, transformed, or died as the spell was being resolved, even by things like Soul Mirror, although we forced the opponent to pay 2 extra mana to cast the spell, it gave no credit. I'll admit, that was frustrating, because by the time we had played 16 games with this Tormented Death Rattles deck, it should have been completed. But we ended up playing 58 games with it instead. This deck runs Philosophies to copy Taintheart Tormentor, Raging Fell Screamers to discount him, and N'Zoth to bring him back. But Illidari Inquisitor is also in the deck to help fight for the board and shift the opponent's focus away from your face in matchups where you need more time to draw the Tormentor. And although we played each game to maximize the chances of getting Taintheart Tormentor value, we still ended with a 48% win rate. So the deck can probably boast over a 50% win rate if you actually played just to get gradual progress while winning. The big Demon Sigil deck we introduced earlier can also get progress on this one while still boasting a decent win rate. But this Big Pit of Death Demon Hunter from HSReplay has reached above 60% across 5100 games, so you get to win quite a bit more while dropping huge bodies on the board. It's not likely to get you as much progress per game as the Tormented Death Rattles deck we introduced, but if they haven't fixed the progress to match the wording by the time you go after this achievement, you'll likely be playing a fair number of games anyways, so variety can help maintain your sanity. Good luck being the Tormentor, and not the Tormented, while going after this one. And that's a wrap. If you found this helpful, drop a like. Placing your sigil of approval on this video will tell the YouTube algorithm that this can help others strike through the achievements as well. We finished all the class achievements except the new ones for the Warrior through Mage, so the next guide will cover the remaining mini-set achievements, and then we'll dive into the neutral achievements. There are links in the description to previous guides, and more coming soon, so be sure to check back, or subscribe, because we've got a chaos nova of fun content coming. Also, if you have any questions or suggestions, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy participating in experiments live, check out our stream at twitch.tv/SSAlchemist. We currently stream on Saturdays and Sundays. And remember, you're awesome. Thank you for watching, and have an awesome day.
Strength and honor. This is who we are.